about you, but I was told at a very young age that many of my wants are selfish, greedy, or bad. But I've since learned that desire is the key to unlocking a more beautiful world. Hello, magnificent human. My name is Maria Elyse, and I wrote The Realm of Unity, a utopian fantasy or a guidebook home to yourself. Your desires are divine. One of my teachers recently said that. I've had to sit with that one for a while because there's a lot of noise in my head that tells me I should not have desires. It's just my ego. I need to be okay with the present moment. I must embrace the not having. I should be grateful for what I have. Desire just creates more desire. The hungry ghost will never be filled. I already have more than most, so who am I to want more? The funny thing is, there's truth on both sides, and I'm learning to marry these two very important and seemingly opposite truths. On the one side, our desires can control us and make us miserable. And on the other hand, our desires are divine. So isn't it more spiritual to not want anything? Isn't it better to be completely free of desire? But what if desires are actually divine? What if they are the voice of God guiding us to the highest and most beautiful world? Can both be true? Here's what I know to be true. This is from the voice of my intuitive wisdom. You are a divine being, here for a reason, and your deepest desire point the way. And when you fully align with your soul desires, you become desireless, happy, and free. I've taken many courses in abundance consciousness. I've read numerous books about money and overcoming limiting beliefs. I've had just about every money wound you can imagine. Money's not spiritual. All billionaires are greedy. Not everyone can be wealthy. We can't always get what we want. The tune is playing in my head. Be happy with what you have. But we are actually here to make manifest heaven on earth. You might think, as I do, that we're doing a lousy job of manifesting heaven on earth. And this is because we are busy manifesting from fear, judgment, and old conditioning. We all have an unconscious drive to create separation. We decided this eons ago, not only to learn, but also to have the experience of awakening. And now is the time. So there's a big difference between ego desire and soul desire. Ego desire leaves you empty and wanting. Ego desires are not born from the true you, but from the past conditioning, media manipulation, fear, guilt, shame, and any other stuck emotions that have not been resolved. So the ego desires are, I want what Bob has because Bob seems happy, or I need to buy that thing right now because the advertising was so compelling. An ego desire is, boy, I should really go to school and get a degree because my parents told me to. But when you align with your highest desire, you automatically become present in the moment. You become a beacon of joy and gratitude. You're filled with purpose, and this is the greatest gift. This is the difference between accessing your soul desire and the constant wanting of the ego that can never be fulfilled. One way to recognize the soul's desire is that it tends to be really big and really scary, and it doesn't make sense to the logical mind. The soul desire will always feel right, and it will bring us into a more beautiful world. So trusting, accessing, and following your deepest soul desire is fulfillment in of itself. and will actually bring you into full state of peace. So those who are desireless, and I do think there are masters on the planet who actually are desireless, but what I've discovered is they are merely at one with the deepest soul desire. They and their soul are one. And they're only acting from the alignment with their soul purpose. So it's like a chicken or an egg cycle. When we tap into our soul desire, we actually become peaceful and we release desire. Conversely, when we become completely peaceful internally, we automatically tap into our soul desire and move from that impetus. So when each one of us is actually in alignment with our highest self, we automatically align with each other and create a world that is exquisitely beautiful. So one of the biggest messages that I've had to unravel is the belief that there's not enough for everyone. Not everyone can get everything that they desire. Not everyone can have a yacht or a private jet because it would destroy the world, obviously. But the truth is, we can all have our deepest soul desire. And in fact, it is the key to bringing in a more beautiful world. Because not everybody actually wants a yacht. I don't. And not everyone actually wants a private jet. I definitely don't. Not everyone wants to live in a mansion. I mean, my dream home is cozy and light, surrounded by a food forest. But I have no desire to live on beachfront property. I do wonder how many people who own yachts don't actually want yachts. They only own them because they can. They bought them because, hey, I bought everything else. Why not a yacht? But the question is, are they happy? Are they truly fulfilled? I mean, who knows, right? You have to ask the individual. I don't know. What I do know is that most people are going for what other people tell them they should want and not what they truly desire. This is what creates that unhappiness and that feeling of lack and that sense of emptiness. And this is why I'm an advocate for people to explore their deeper desires and really go for them. When we all do this, we all fit like a lock and key with each other. We move out of competition and into cooperation. Your needs and my needs match up. During my 20s and 30s, I taught wellness classes at yoga studios and massage schools and holistic healing institutes. I had a great time teaching. I taught hundreds of students, and I taught every aspect of deep well-being. I often had like profound words flying out of my mouth that surprised even me. At the time, I had visions of traveling around the world, writing books, and speaking on stages to thousands of people. But because it was a life that looked very different than what I believed was possible for myself, I kind of laughed it off, saying, that's ridiculous. It's just an ego fantasy. But in truth, I believe now it was a calling from my soul, but I wasn't ready. I ended up having a baby and securing a well-paying, steady job as a labor and delivery nurse, which would allow me to give my daughter a beautiful life. And perhaps it was a detour, but both were things that I wanted very much. I had really strong guidance to do them at the time. I mean, it was odd to me that I wanted to be a nurse because I'm much more interested in holistic health and wellness, but it has really served me well and I've learned a lot. But now that my daughter is nearly an adult, I've written my first book. I've created a YouTube channel and I'm putting my introverted self out there for the whole world to see. I have something to say and I intend to say it no matter what. I've come full circle back to that vision of writing and speaking. Now, whether I end up talking to thousands on a stage is really up to the universe, but it would not surprise me to see that happen. So unseen forces have actually always guided me, telling me things that didn't always make sense in the moment. So it is actually only through desire that anything happens in this world. We all have desires, but most of them are not of the soul. So I'm here to help you sort through all the noise and encourage you to mine your true desires, the ones that seem really big and out of reach. These are your soul's callings. They should scare the bejesus out of you. I mean, mine scare me. It is not selfish to follow your desire. In fact, it is the most selfless thing you can do. To be humble enough to trust the guidance of your soul and know that it's not only possible, but it is your destiny. Your deepest desires are always pointing you in the direction of creating a more beautiful world and guiding you to the highest good for yourself and everyone around you. So go for it. And I will be your cheerleader on the path. I'm here to help you. And I send you so much love.